Ivan Katz here at Lakeview Park in Sarasota, Florida. I'm going to play a round of disc golf. I'm going to tell you which discs I'm throwing and why I throw them and give you tips along the way. Let's get started. Number one here, low ceiling. I believe it's 216 feet. It might be 198. Hard to judge here, but definitely a low ceiling. Okay, Starlight Boss thrown with a bit of hyzer for forehand flick. This is hyzer. Anhyzer. Right hand backhand. Hyzer. Anhyzer. And you can vary the hyzer depending on the stability of the disc. How much will the disc turn over? How much will the disc turn over? If you're throwing right hand backhand, trying to turn it right, you want an understable disc that'll flip towards the basket. Your fade is going to be that way on a right-hand backhand. Since the basket is this way, you would want an understable disc with little fade. Now, what does that mean? Numbers-wise, there are numbers on these discs. 13, 5, negative 1, and 3. You'll want a negative number for that third number, like this one, negative 1. That means for me it'll turn over a little bit, which it did. And then fade towards the basket, and this has a 3 fade. That's a big fade. That means it will fade towards the basket because I threw a forehand flick wanting it to fade off the natural way it fades towards the basket. But if you're right hand backhand, then you'll want a disc with very little fade. That fourth number should be a 0 or a 1, and then you can go ahead and sell that disc to turn right with a negative third number as well. The turn for the flick here turned away from the basket but then faded back. Just got me some distance down the fairway and then faded off to the right. First number is speed, 13. Now if you're a beginner or intermediate, you probably don't want to be throwing a speed 13 disc. You're going to find that when you throw it, it just fades off to the right. If you're not turning over these discs, getting some distance out of them, and you're throwing 13, you probably want to step down, honestly, to 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 when you start off mid-ranges. You can play the whole course with a mid-range. Some of them are understable, some of them are stable, depending on that third number. If the third number is 0, that means it's a very stable disc. In other words, throw it flat, it should stay flat and then fade off. It's not going to turn up much, not going to turn over much. And that is how you play this game of disc golf. Now, if you find yourself scoring plus 10, try to score plus 9. The next time. Disc golf is a very hard sport. I'm throwing multiple discs here. I get birdies, I get aces, but multiple discs today to show you what these different discs do, to show you how they fly, and this is a difficult sport. The second number, glide, and that's how much the wind will take it. So speed, glide, turn, and fade. That's how you describe how these discs fly. And just get a nice little S-curve with a disc like this Starlight Boss. Turns over, S's out maybe a bit, and then fades off to the right. And that's what you want for maximum distance in many cases. Putter, my 86 putter. Don't use the 86 putter. Too rare, too old. Use something like a Polecat or whatever you're comfortable with. Nova, Birdie, AVR. There's many putters out there. Try to get more than one. Putt, 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 putt at the basket. Know your favorite discs, know what type of mold they are, know what type of plastic. Also know the weight, and also write your name and number on the discs so if you lose them, you can get them back. If you find a disc, well, text the number on it and tell them you found their disc. It's the right thing to do. It might be someone's favorite disc. Keep that in mind. Also bring a towel. Make sure you can keep clean. Throw some practice putts before you start and some practice drives too. And there you go. On to the next one. Number 2, I'm thinking is 176 feet away from this red tee here. Got to look out for the water hazard on the right. Now this is what they call a death putt, certainly a scary putt, because if you run it, which means throw it hard at the basket and really go for it, and you miss, well, you could be in the water there. And apparently there are alligators in this park. So what should I do? Discraft Express started me off, and again I knew this disc would turn over away from the water hazard, so I kept it far to the left, didn't try to get too close to the basket, but close enough for a putt. Got a putt, that's good. And yeah, that was my first attempt at the putt, and so that's a true birdie, but very scary, and I got nice and lucky with the grab on those chains there. It wasn't a great throw. Usually I'll throw that, my 86 putter. 80 Sink is its nickname. It's probably from the late 80s, and you throw it high and it sinks down. It's a very soft putter, and you can use it for shots like that. It's beautiful. You can run it, but still stay very safe because you're just putting it high, dropping it down. If you miss, it's not likely to roll into the water. Number 3, not sure, 252 I'm thinking from the measurements, but straight ahead, and still a low ceiling. That's what they say about this course. A lot of the shots require a low ceiling. Okay, started off with the Lucid Witness dynamic discs, and numbers 8, 6, -3, 1. 8 means it's a control driver. That means it's easier to throw pretty much straight, and those are your 6, 7, 8s, maybe 9s, and they're going to give you more control than the 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s, 14s that will fly farther but will have less control. So once you get to a point where you know the discs and they're flying the way you want them to, you can step up to a control driver, fairway driver, same thing. So putters, 1, 2, 3, mid-ranges, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9 for the control fairway drivers, and higher than that, distance drivers. So, putt with the polecat. Now, you notice the low ceiling there, and I threw that, what they call, not nose up, but nose down. You want to throw the disc straight, or if you're throwing some hyzer, still a little bit nose down. You don't want to throw nose up. If you throw nose up, they'll fade off sooner. Nose up, fade off sooner. So it's important to throw nose down. And you saw that glide. This one kind of got a second wind. It turns over and just keeps on going. The wind helped it. That high 6 glide helped me get on down. Close enough for the birdie putt. On to the next one. So 4, I'm going to play from the blue tee, and it appears that it is 318 feet. And there is a mando. You're supposed to go on this side of the tree. That means I can't hang up a high hyzer over the fence and let it fade. So this is tough for the forehand. That's why I'm playing this one. I've got to go around this way, but still get the distance and hopefully not fade off too much this way. So let's see what happens. Well, I'm certainly happy with that result. Flick turn roller there. More on that in a bit, but still, tough long shot for birdie. Okay, wrapping up number 4. Got tricky there with a flick turn roller. Instead of letting this S-curve disc, this is a king, a very flippy king, speed 14, but incredibly flippy. I can throw it with super highs or hard, it'll turn all the way over and S-curve out. So what I did is I threw it kind of medium, put a lot of snap in it, and let it turn over, catch, and then roll. And that's how you see people get a heck of a lot of distance. That's more than I can throw. So that really helped me out here for the putt with the dart, the flick turn roller. I have a separate video on the roller, so just Google Ivan Katz and disc golf roller and you'll find it. Check out all my disc golf videos. I travel and play disc golf, and I have a video, disc golf, everything you need to know, and many disc golf videos on my Ivan Katz production site and also on my DrivinIvanKatz site. So subscribe to both of those. On to the next one. Hidden right behind that tree, very hard to get at up on a hill, is number 5, tee-pad right here. So yeah, that's a pretty tough shot. Not very long, maybe 188 or 204, I'm not sure the measurement on this one. As you can see with this super low ceiling here, that was a heck of a tough shot to park like this with a forehand flick. So, how did I do it? Well, I've used my secret weapon here. This one, really broken in DX Leopard. And I know the weight of it. I know everything about this disc because I love the way it flies, and I can get another one. It's very broken in. Now when a disc is broken in, and DX plastic, they tend to get flippy sooner than other discs. So they can be great assets to your bag. Understable, and I can do some left-hand turn shots that are amazing with this. As you saw, just a little bit of hyzer and it turned over and kept going left with very little fade and got me right here for the easy, basically drop-in putt with my polecat. So DX plastic is cheaper than the rest of them, so don't feel bad about buying entry-level plastic. Sometimes they'll get too flippy, and in that case I use them oftentimes as water discs. If I'm trying to go over a water hazard or a long water drive, I'll just throw with a lot of hyzer and let it flip over, hopefully make it. And if it doesn't, well, it's an old beaten up disc that I don't mind losing. Never throw your favorite discs near the water, and I mean that. Just don't throw your favorite disc near the water. You'll thank me later when you still have it. Trust me. Talk to any disc golfer, they'll agree. Another top tip, if you're trying to avoid something, don't look at it when you're throwing. If you're looking at a whole lot of trees in a very tight fairway, look down the fairway, straight down the fairway. Your mind and your body, they'll get it there. On to the next one. Number 6 straight ahead and probably about 175 feet. Okay, just a buzz and a polecat. On to the next one. Number 7, kind of tricky and dangerous over the water. Should I try it? Okay, so the Big Z crank, I believe that's what this is, a Discraft crank. Now I love the Crank SS, it's one of my staple discs, but this crank, more overstable, and I wouldn't cry if I lost it. So I just countered its stability with a little anhyzer and let it square away, and fortunately got me across the water. Then the approach with my Cobra, a very old Cobra, Ontario mold I believe they call it, and love these. They can be very straight flyers. They really do anything you need them to do with just a little fade at the end. And then I just putted it in with the driver, which I don't recommend at all, but what the heck. On to the next one. Number 8 is probably in the 168 range. And of course, over the water, gotta be careful. Okay, once again, the buzz, straight across. Lucky tree hit right there. And then the polecat. Number 9, straight across here. And not very far, probably about 150 feet. Okay, there you go, the Ace Race Sol. I love this disc. It's a great straight disc. You just give it a little hyzer and it turns over and goes straight. Hyzer flip, that's what that means actually. A hyzer flip disc will be thrown on a hyzer, flip up, stay straight, and then fade a little bit. That can get you through some tough, tight fairways. Hyzer, flip, and then a little fade. Ace Ray Saul, polecat. Well, thanks for watching this round at Lakeview Park in Sarasota, Florida. Please do check out all of my other disc golf videos. I play all around the country, so you can see courses in California and Florida and in the Northeast, and really a lot of very interesting courses, so check those out. Disc golf, everything you need to know, which discs are the best for the forehand flick, also how to throw a roller, rounds I play with just mid-ranges, and lots of interesting disc golf content on my DrivinIvanKatz and also on my Ivan Katz Productions sites. Check me out at DrivinIvanKatz on YouTube, of course. If you like cars, just search Drivin' Ivan in any car on YouTube, DrivinIvanKatz on Instagram, also The Real Drivin' Ivan on TikTok. Sometimes I put some interesting disc golf content on those. Also check out my literal video for Chris Isaac's Wicked Game. My music videos, For Your Mind, has a lot of my musical instrument collection if you're into that sort of thing, and some of my car collection too. I also do music videos and guitar reviews as well. Have you smashed that like button and subscribed? Again, thanks for watching. I'm Ivan Katz.